doing well. Welcome back to another online arbitrage deals video. What we're going to be talking about today is basically managing a virtual assistant. So once you have conducted your interview, you've hired who you believe to be the right candidate, there's a bunch of steps we need to take as an employer to make sure that we are managing them well and making sure that they are working out for us. So hiring a virtual assistant, something to bear in mind is that when you hire someone to basically help your business, they need to be helping your business. And we're going to talk a little bit about disciplinaries later on. But managing your virtual assistant, so these are a couple of the top things I would say to bear in mind. What tasks are they going to do? So this should have been outlined in the interview process, in the sort of like job descriptions. That way they get an idea of what it is that they'll be doing. But when they're actually working for you, what tasks are they going to be doing day to day? What is like a weekly task and so forth? So figure this out with them. Make sure that they have a timetable, a routine. Make sure that they actually understand the task that you're doing. So if you ask them to do something, and you get the impression that they're not 100% sure about it, ask them. I mean, even if they are 100% sure about it, it's not going to hurt to ask them, how confident are you with this? Do you understand what it is that I'm asking of you, and so forth. And obviously, if not, and then if anything else goes a little bit pear-shaped, when you give feedback to them, it's all about doing it in a constructive and respectful way. This is really the best way to do it. I wouldn't say that there is another way to give feedback, because if you just straight up go, oh, hey, you're not doing this very well, it doesn't really do anything for you or for them. However, if you do it in a respectful way, so like let's say you've outlined the criteria for them that they need to find for deals, and they submit like a number of deals to you that don't quite meet that criteria. Maybe they meet it in terms of like profit and ROI, but not in a BSR sense. So in that case, you can go, hey, look, the deals that you've submitted to me, like I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate that you might have submitted them to me because you think that, I might take a chance on them, but ultimately I need you to stick to that criteria, please. It's important for XYZ reasons. So in future, just please make sure that it meets all of the criteria that I've outlined to you. That's basically how you do it. So you've told them what is, what the issue is, and you've also given them steps to take to avoid that. Just make sure that you're checking out like the BSR history and search on by what pro and that. So they know exactly what they're doing, and obviously you've done it in a respectful way. They're going to appreciate that. They will most likely take that on board. I say most likely, taken into account for if there was a virtual assistant that just wasn't working out. And again, we're going to talk a little bit more about disciplinaries, but they'll respect this. They should take this on board and act on it, and then you shouldn't have that same problem again. Monitor them with Buybot Pro. So you can get them to use Buybot Pro with you. That's awesome because you know that they are using a very good tool to analyze deals. So they can submit deals to you. You can monitor the times that they're working, when they start, when they finish, how many deals they submit in that time. And also there's a screenshot functionality, so it will take screenshots only while the timer is going, so whilst they're working, so that way you can make sure that they're doing what you're paying them to do. It won't tell them that it is taking screenshots. It does it every couple of minutes. And even if they know what that's for, they shouldn't have any quarrels with it, because they should just be doing the task that you pay them to do in the work time. So this is a great way of monitoring the VA to make sure that they are doing their job. Set some goals and future prospects for them and for you. So is there a bonus structure in place maybe? So you outline how many deals you expect them to find in a day, and if they happen to find X amount more, then maybe they get a little sort of like, extra pay or something like that, just like a little incentive, which is great for them, it's great for you. Future prospects, so are there any tasks that you potentially get them to do in the future? Maybe if you were to hire more VAs, maybe they become the lead VA or something like that. Training, make sure that you've got effective training in place as and when it's needed. So whether that's through a call, whether it's through a course, whether it's through a set of videos or something like that, whether it's through sort of like a set of documents, however it is that you deem it best to train the virtual assistant, and also check their understanding once you have done some training with them. Give them the freedom to ask any questions that they might have. And it's just important to have that training there for them, regardless of their experience in the past. Just make sure that you are prepared to do training with them or point them in the right direction of some effective training, so that way they do get through it and effectively just work for you better. And then do they gel well? So do they gel well with you? Do they gel well with your team? Do they fit in nicely? Do they communicate well? Are they proactive? Are they all around a good worker to have on your team? And this is something that you can only really judge only like over a period of time, so you can't like get that straight away. It needs some time. It might be that you do provide them with some feedback before they, gel the best with you and your team, but they'll get there. And obviously, if a virtual assistant just is not working out for your business and you have given them sort of like ample chances and constructive feedback and so forth, and they really have had the time and the room to improve, and it's just not been the case and they are just not working out, then unfortunately you might then have to look at letting them go. When you do this, keep it the same way as you would do with anything else, so providing feedback, setting goals and so forth. Make sure that it is done in a respectful and constructive way. How you let them go would be down to your preference. So whether it's a video call and you explain to them, you would probably need to have it written down. So whether you do a call and have some form of like formal letter that you email them and so forth, there has to be good reason for letting them go as well. It can't just be sorry, I'm not feeling it. There has to be a good reason why you're doing that. You don't want to get done for unfair dismissal, and with that as well, make sure that you paid them whatever it is that you need to pay them, so for all the work that they have done, because again, you just don't want to get done for unfair dismissal. And so yeah, keep it respectful, constructive, and yeah, you just want to be able to close that door and have nothing fall back on you. You've done the best that you possibly could, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. So in the unfortunate event of having to let someone go, that's basically how you do it. But managing your virtual assistant, hopefully the points that I gave you on the board were useful. Hopefully there was something that you were able to take away from this. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll see you all soon.